And now I'm getting almost a custard-like sweetness through the nose. And with the breadiness, I mean, it's essentially a custard donut at the moment. Just insane. Just insane. Put a little bit of that chocolate on top too. Hey folks, welcome back. I'm Dave with Small Batch, and today we're taking a look at the Supremos by Adrian Magnus. If you remember correctly, I loved the Millennium, the 5-year aged Connecticut on the show floor. That to me, that was the best thing I smoked that day. This one uses exclusively 7-year aged tobaccos. It is available in sleeves with these cardboard, I don't know what you call them, cardboard somethings. They're not tubos. There's also no cellophane in here. Oh well. I don't know if that was here or here. I'm just gonna take it off myself, I don't need it. But this cigar is comprised solely of tobaccos that have been aged for 7 years. No clue how long it's been aged post-rolling. And these include an Ecuadorian Habano Criollo 98 wrapper, an Ecuadorian Habano HVA binder with filler leaves from Ecuador, Nicaragua, and Honduras. All right, let's answer the question, is this cigar worth it? What's it like? Let's find out together. Low and slow. Just like your eggs. All right, the first couple of puffs are of wood. There is a peppercorn sensation happening that's not quite translating to the heat on the palate. I get a little bit of heat through the nose so far, but mostly I'm actually just tasting the peppercorn, black peppercorn. There's also a little bit of a dark chocolate sensation happening, a little bit of a date sensation happening, and then right now, just again a few puffs in, the spiciness from the peppercorn is starting to evolve and emerge on the palate. I feel it lingering on the tip of my tongue just a little bit. The texture on this cigar is really good. It's rich, it's got a nice layered body to it, and I feel like there's a lot of things happening. If you ever see me pull smoke in and my lips kind of fold a little bit, that's me trying to like chew on the smoke just a little. And usually that's a good sign, in my humblest of opinions, because that means there's a lot happening, it's complex, and I want to try and figure it out. So that's just kind of like another way that sometimes you see folks puffing their cheeks, and I'm sure I probably do it too. Just kind of working it around a little bit. Spiciness so far is rising as the ash is building. There's also just a touch of a savory component, at least where it's hitting my tongue. Yeah, so much of the flavor I'm getting dead center of the tongue, but it's really working its way from the back forward, getting that bitter dark chocolate, some savory sensation that I think is what that lingering is right in the center. And then we hit some sweeter, a little bit of salty sensations, and a bit of a sourdough bread sensation happening as well in the midst of all that. It is spicy, it is peppercorn, it has a woody sensation to it as well, the dark chocolate, breadiness. The cigar is really neat. It is rich, and for 7-year-old tobaccos, I think it's both rich and refined, and I'm digging it. And look at these bands, guys. Lots of great things are coming out of Geneva. Of course, we have Davidoff, we have Cavalier. I can never say the next part right. I always call it Cavalier Geneva, but I think it's Cavalier. I don't know, Sebastian. I'm sorry, brother. I just call it Cavalier as often as I can. And now, Adrian Magnus. These guys have been in the European markets for a while. Pretty sure they have their own factory in the Dominican Republic, but not so much to the States yet. We're trying to fix that. Another interesting thing to mention about 14 minutes in is that The sweetness really is coming through the nose. This cigar on the palate it's woody, it's black pepper, a little bit of dark chocolate, the bitterness from the dark chocolate, breadiness from some sourdough sensations, but really the sweetness only happens through the nose. And I know that we're just repeating ourselves at this point on the palate notes, but through the nose, I do get a really interesting nougat impression. More dates. So maybe earlier when I was talking about dates, that's really what I was talking about, was through the nose. And I just wasn't distinguishing them at the moment, because now on the palate, no sweetness. Through the nose, it's just nougat and dates. All good things. All good things. 21 minutes in, and this cigar is still woody, still bready, still spicy, all these things. And I'm still getting some date sensation through the nose, much more prominently date than nougat. But the palate is beginning to shift and become sweeter as well. There is almost like a French toast, no syrup, just the French toast itself thing happening as the sourdough is morphing and shifting. And the strength, I think, also is dying down just a little bit. I think I might have misjudged it. This may only be a medium strength cigar. I would still put the body medium plus, maybe medium full. Flavor medium to full, maybe even full flavor. But the strength itself seems to be dialing back greatly, at least from my experience. Strength is cumulative. May have a completely different opinion as I get closer to the end of this one. The woodiness and the breadiness on this reminds me a little bit of one of my favorite cigars, but not completely. It's different. It's different. But if you also loved the Davidoff Special 53, this reminds me, the woodiness and the breadiness reminds me of the Davidoff Special 53. The pepper, though, it's intense. It's not nearly as crazy as yesterday's review, but it is a very peppercorn forward blend. So if you can imagine the Special 53 with a good dose of pepper, that's what it's reminding me of right now. We are presently 28 minutes in, dropping the ash. I'm hit with a mocha sensation immediately, front and back end of the palate as far as like first impression and the finish. There's also an interesting rosemary thing that just happened, but probably a fluke. I don't often get that in cigars. Might be a first, gotta be a fluke. Yeah, it's gone now. And we're back to wood and mocha this time. Pepper, it's not really present. I get it through the nose more now, but on the palate, seems to have exited stage left. We are currently 33 minutes in. And just when I thought I was just repeating myself, screaming into the ether, this thing is becoming like a pastry cigar. Every now and then I'm getting cinnamon roll, everything from the frosting to the sweeter cinnamon taste, not the heat, to the roll itself, all the way to every now and then I'm also getting a financier, that lightly almond pastry. This second section is so radically different from the first, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I got everything today. I got the things I love most. I had the spicy peppercorn and a little bit of different breads. Now I have various pastry breads that are sweeter. You know I'm in heaven. All of that with a retrohale that is still woody with some mocha. It's not only complex, but it's dynamic. This is what I look for, guys, right here. I think Adrian Magnus is going to do big things in the US. Excited to see where they go. And exactly inversing yesterday's experience, this one began heavier and the second section is lighter. Whereas yesterday was lighter and it definitely got darker, bolder towards the end. This second section is so up my alley. I would say right now it's a solid medium body. I'm not picking up any strength from it whatsoever, but the flavor is still way up there, outpacing the body and the strength, which whenever you find a cigar like that, you hang on to it because you can experience much more of what we come to cigars for, the flavor, and less of the body impact of nicotine strength. And now I'm getting almost a custard-like sweetness through the nose. And with the breadiness, I mean, it's essentially a custard donut at the moment. Just insane, just insane. Put a little bit of that chocolate on top too. Once again, this is the time that I would normally scour the interwebs and try to find what other people are saying about this cigar, but I can't find anybody I recognize in the US that has reviewed this. So we're gonna take my leave now. I am going to Pastry Town, and we will see you very soon with our next review. Thank you for watching, guys.